When I was in my 20s, probably 28 years old, I had a dream about the white buffalo. I'd never heard of the white buffalo before. Uh, I do have some native blood, I believe. It didn't show up in my sister's DNA test. But on my grandparents' military and birth certificates, they say they have the Native American. It doesn't say what tribe or anything. It just says, what's it say? Irish and Indian, whatever that means. Either or. My families are my ancestors or elders, the ones I haven't met, the ones long ago. When they came, they settled in the Ohio River Valley. And my mom does have darker skin than I do, as you can see in some of the pictures when I did the honoring video on my mom. I did 2 videos, but one of them has pictures. I don't remember what the name of it is. But anyway, but I've never heard of the white buffalo. And before the dream. So I had this dream that there were 13 Indians standing in a circle, and they were all male, and they were standing there naked with just their mud flaps on. You know, their little mud flap thingies. You know, they cover their privates, their little string in their mud flap. Oh, that's what it is, a mud flap. You know, what's it protecting? How's it protecting anything? Anyway, that's not the story. Back to the story. So, there's 13 Indians standing in a circle, and in the middle of the circle there is a great big, beautiful, amazing white buffalo, and you can feel the power. You don't feel any of the other's power. You just feel the power and the breath of I could feel his breath as he breathed. And I don't remember the words that were said, but there was a medicine man and the Indian chief in ceremonial dress, in the middle of the circle, and the medicine man, the chief held back the horns of the white buffalo, pulling his neck up, and the medicine man cut his throat. So at that point in time, I had already been visited and given a dream and been visited by many energetic beings. I was having a lot of supernatural, if you want to call it that, because I don't know how else to explain it to you, experiences at that point in my life. And a lot. And I know I wasn't on drugs at all. I've always smoked reefer, dude. But I've not been, I'm an evening smoker. And sometimes a morning smoker on the weekends. But, I've been smoking my whole life. I've been smoking reefer as long as I've been smoking cigarettes. So, you guys, if anybody thinks that's ignorant, get off of here. Unsubscribe. I'm not going to explain myself. Has nothing to do with it. I'm just saying I had a sober mind at that point in my life, and a lot of things were happening, And this is one of the dreams, one of my dreams that has stuck out the most in my whole 47 years. It just was heart gripping to see this happen. And so I ran to the library, and we had the coolest library back home in Greenville. It had 3 floors to it, and it had 2 floors, really, part of the basement, but it was like for research. But okay, so the main floor, it was old and rickety, and it had wood floors. You could hear yourself walk across it, and I'd go sit in the old book section and smell books on the floor. I used to like skip school there, and I'd just sit and read or smell books. I would educate myself the way I wanted to. Anyhow, so I didn't visit much the history section because I wasn't much for history. But I went on over there, and I went to the Native Americans. And Greenville, I have to explain this too. I have to throw this in. The town that I'm from, a long time ago, was called Fort Greenville. And there was some Indians from the area. That was Indian territory. It was the Great Ohio Wilderness, the Western Ohio, in Darke County. Just go ahead and look it up so I don't have to give you the history on it. Anyway, Shawnee, Pawnee Indians, and some Cherokee, and Micmac, and Miami. I lived also close to the Miami River. Anyway, so I dig out all of the books, and when I check out, the lady's like looking at me. What I did was I went into the index of all these books and looked for White Buffalo in the index. And any book that had the White Buffalo in it, I took it. So I had like, I don't know, 15 or 20 books. And I didn't look at the page. I just took the whole book. I'd look at it when I get home because I was just so excited. And so I get home, and I want y'all to look me in my eyeballs when I say this. Where's the camera? There you are. Every page that I went to that had the White Buffalo was neatly cut out, like it was cut out with like a razor knife. Neatly, every book, every fucking book. I was devastated. And then I was on a mission. And to this day, that is the only dream I have failed to interpret for myself. And I love the White Buffalo. And I love what it stands for. And I don't understand, nor do I understand, why my mind dreamt up the White Buffalo and its murder or sacrifice, when the White Buffalo is supposed to be for hope. Isn't it? For change. Why would you sacrifice change? Or, I don't know. I've had a lot of people give me ideas, but nothing resonates. Nothing feels like it. I also had a dream one time during a fever about 5 years ago that okay, here's how it went. Let me put you down here real quick. Okay, so I was having a fever, and I was hallucinating that my ex-husband was sitting on the side of the bed, and it was him, because he always would cross his legs and he would chew on his fingernails when he was nervous. And it was in the morning. It was exactly him. It was him, the energy of him. One morning, one Christmas morning when we got up with our kids, it was that image of him that I have in my mind. Anyway, I went to sit up in bed, and he turned and looked at me, and he had no eyes, and he put his finger to his lips and he said, "Shh." And with his other hand, he wiped across my face and pushed me down at the same time, like slowly. And as he pushed me down, I fell into a dream. Like I was flip-flopping and like I was spinning, going somewhere, like spinning, like when you're drunk. And I landed on this road, and it's a gravel road, and it goes far, far, far to the west. And you can see the moon setting, not the sun, but you see the moon setting. And it's early morning, and so it's daylight on the other side of me. And I'm in front of an old house. It looks like my grandma's house. It's a 2-story old farmhouse. And to the side of it, there's a pumpkin patch. And my grandma, my dad's mother, was out there tending to the pumpkin patch. And I walked out and was talking to her, and she said, "You can pick your pumpkin. Pick any of them that you want to. But those 3 over there," and she pointed over by a tree where there was like a fork in the road, or in the walkway. There was a tree in the middle, and the walkway kind of went around it. Well, sitting at the base of that tree was 3 perfectly round, perfectly orange, perfectly made pumpkins. And they were all different shapes, but they were perfect. And so I went about picking my pumpkin, and I couldn't find the right one. And Grandma looked to the moon, and she said, "The harvest moon is setting soon." And I woke up. And my fever had broke, and I was soaked. I had like 103 something fever.